Well, good morning, good afternoon, as well as good evening, depending on the time that you're watching this video. I'm actually pretty excited, nervous. I've done, I don't know, literally thousands of these lectures and so on different subjects. And the content, the urgency, the need to get this information to everyone who is going through this stage or facet of life that we're now calling coronavirus. It's really important, really, really important. I don't recall doing something as important as this in over 30 years that I've been doing consulting and lecturing and helping people. For those who don't know me, my name is Henry Ospitia. There's my email as well as title I've been giving myself. And I've been a senior administrative and educational consultant. My purpose has always been to share whatever I know, especially if I see that it works, that it can solve people's problems or enhance people's lives. I've been doing that for almost 30 years. Now, recently, I created a marketing program for 2020 where I can simply just say, hey, do you have a question? Make me the question. I'll send you a video with the answer. And thousands of people have actually asked questions. So you tabulate them and then you do videos and you send them. But in the last 3-4 weeks, all questions, 80-90% of them have been about, what can you tell us about coronavirus? You know, people who know me, they know that my specialty is to investigate. And I won't tell you something unless I have the exact data. I won't tell you my conclusions or my opinions. I try to stay away from that, but I'll give you the data. You create your own decisions and your own opinions. You tell me what you see. Keep it for yourself if you wish to, okay? If you want to. In this series of mini lectures or mini conferences, if you want to call them that, I will cover the subject which I'm calling the truth of the coronavirus. You will be very amazed on what you're going to hear. It is not something that is being told or communicated, but it'll make sense. And if your intention is to really find the truth and do something about it, you'll understand it. It'll make sense to you. But if it isn't, then it's not going to happen. So it's really up to you. Okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a specialist. I'm not an engineer. But I am someone just like you who has the ability to judge. You can judge a scientist, an architect, an engineer by their products. Do they work or they don't work? And what I've seen right now in humanity, wherever I look at now, people are very, very scared. They're in a massive amount of confusion. Everybody. I've never seen anything like this. And when I started looking and doing the research, all I found was a repetition of what's being put out there. This is this and this is that and this is what happened. Now you got to put gloves and this and that and then wash your hands. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. When you investigate, there's a specific method, which I'm going to teach you today, to actually go step by step and find out the truth. And if you find the truth, then you can handle it. There's 4 or 5 steps. Obviously, I won't be able to teach you how to do the investigation, but you'll get the general idea. Okay? All right, so let's get started, all right? And let me share the screen here with you. And we're going to cover, to start off, this particular subject. Different ways to see and interpret life. Maybe you've seen it before in other presentations, but there's basically 2 ways that you can see life. You can see it from a causative point of view or from a very effect point of view. Now, to drive this point in, I want you to take a look at this picture, okay? That picture, you can find it on the internet, and it's called, if you type last house standing, you'll see it. That was, it's called the Bolivar Peninsula here in Texas. I'm transmitting from Houston, Texas. And that, I believe, was Hurricane Ike. And Hurricane Ike devastated that peninsula. But that house was still standing. And I remember watching the interview, and I've watched several. I was in Miami with Hurricane Andrew. Similar similar interviews. But in this particular one, there's this lady from TV channel, whatever, and she was asking the gentleman that was just, "You're the owner of the house." "Yes, I am." She said, it's really incredible. It's really amazing that your house is still standing and everything's devastated. The camera would look to the left, look to the right, and that was it. And he says, it's like a miracle. It's amazing. And he says, well, I hate to tell you this, but there's no miracle about it at all. There's no miraculousness in it. And it's not amazing. Basically, I constructed that house that you're looking at to stand a category 5. Everyone else didn't. That's why it's still standing. And she says, but you even have electricity. And she says, yes. He said, yeah, I have a generator. So I remember watching this and I was like, holy cow, what an example. And I've been using this picture since then to just drive a point. If you look at the devastated houses and you ask someone who's been educated to be the effect of life, you say, well, what happened to these houses? And the great majority will go, well, the hurricane came and took them all. And if you would ask that same person, well, what about that house? Was that just installed there, or was that constructed just now, or what? Well, I don't know. It must be a miracle. No, it's not. The house was constructed and established correctly. Now, I use this to drive a point, okay? If our life is not established and the knowledge we use, the data we're thinking with, isn't of great quality, and you've been educated to be the effect, which is, I don't know, it's just a hurricane, it's life, it's God, it's the devil, and it's this, and it's that. Well, I hate to tell you, but any tropical storm will take your house. Something happens in life and you can't handle it. Well, you know how life is. No, it's not hurricanes. It was the house. It's you. When you've been educated in a causative point of view, you know that what you're doing is causing whatever results are happening. Hurricanes or no hurricanes. Well, something very, very identical is happening right now. And that's the point I want to drive with these series of small lectures. You got it? All right, so let's go back to the screen. Here we go. If we ask, which was the cause? Well, was it the hurricane, or was it that it was built right? Why is that house still standing? Well, because it was built right. No hurricane's going to go by and take that house because it was built to stand it. Well, why are the other houses not there? Because of the hurricane? No, because they were not built right. That's all. Causative point of view. Okay? Now, let me show you another point of view, okay, that you may have known. Let's take this great scientist, French, René Quinton. Do some search on it. René Quinton saved hundreds, literally thousands of lives with seawater. Seawater. Okay? And his theory was that if your body had proper minerals, a germ can come into your space, to your body, and will die instantly. He said, look, take some germs, take some seawater, put it in, and you see they die. They die. I've been taking seawater for the last 8-9 years. All my family does. I do it for breakfast. I have sometimes at lunch and before I go to bed, and I sleep like a baby. I do that and some other stuff, which I'll tell you later. But anyway, my point is this. That's a causative point of view. It doesn't say germs or bacteria or viruses don't exist. It says that when they hit me, bam, I'm not sickable. I am not confusable, which we'll clear later. Now let's take a look at this other viewpoint. Okay, here we go. The effect viewpoint. Louis Pasteur, the father of modern medicine. You know what his theory is? His theory is that we are the effect of bacteria and germs, and when they come in, they'll infect us. Like the hurricane. When the hurricane comes in, oh, there goes my house. Well, it's totally different from what we just listened to, right? What we just saw. That's the effect point of view. Now guess, just guess, who got the funding to become very popular? Luis Pasteur or Rene Quinton? Rene Quinton is going to handle it with seawater. That's everywhere. 70% of our planet. Luis Pasteur, no. Do some research. Who funded this? Who created the modern medicine? And you go like, oh, because there's money. Money. Isn't that amazing? But anyway, so there's different ways of seeing life and interpreting life. You choose. How have you been educated? Here's another point of view. Let's say we take little goldfish, little ball, or we take the dolphins in the ocean. And someone tells us, hey, you know, the fishes in the bowl died. Like it happened to me when I was a kid. We had this beautiful aquarium. It had plenty of fishes. One day they all died. And my mom said, did the maid spray? Because there used to be, you would spray so you can kill all the mosquitoes and stuff before you go to bed. And did she spray? Yeah. And she didn't cover the aquarium. So this poison got into the water, killed every fish. Guess what happened about 30 years ago? 30 years ago, there was Exxon Valdez. You remember that? He killed thousands of animals, literally thousands. See? Now, if someone comes and tells you, what's wrong with these dolphins? Is it a virus? Is it a disease? Or is it someone done some shit in the water? What do you think? Now, it's very important to understand this because when we're going to decipher this coronavirus, you need to understand this concept. It wasn't the dolphins who had a virus. It wasn't that they died because they acquired some illness. No, something was in the water. The same way you are in the air. Me and you. We're a fish. The air is the water. What would happen if someone poisoned the air? Not with chemical poison, but other stuff will cover, like radiation or microwave stuff or Wi-Fi stuff. What do you think is going to happen to your body? Our bodies are electrical. They're not the same frequencies. And you get close to that, something's going to happen. Does that make sense? Something's in the water, man. So let's clear this other word to see I'm driving a point, okay? The word able. Here's the first definition. Able is having enough power, skill, or resources to do something, like able to solve a problem. Oh, that's a pretty common definition, isn't it? How about this one? Having the freedom or opportunity to do something. Hopes to be able to visit soon. Wow, he's pretty capable. He's able. He can do things. Now let's take a look at this third one. Having a quality or nature that makes something possible. Let's say you want to control someone, manipulate someone, but he's not manipulatable. Well, you can't do nothing with him. So you got to make him able to be manipulated by you. You got to make him an idiot. You got to program in a way that he can take it. You know, you got to keep him blind, dumb, and stupid, make him able to be manipulated. We are now able to be manipulated. In other words, we are very confusable, which means capable of being confused. And what you're looking at is a whole planet in a massive confusion. Massive. I have never seen this. It's really from a teacher, which is I'm a teacher. I teach people how to become more aware and stuff. I teach technologies on how to investigate, how to find the right whys, how to do programs and stuff. And this is amazing. This is the biggest task I've ever seen, how to figure that out. And you know what? When you have the proper data, you can do that in a matter of hours. And now I'm looking at like, oh my God, everyone doesn't even stop to take a look. They don't stop. That's impressive. For me, that's impressive. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity to wake up because this is live and it's happening. Okay? So here we go. How do we handle this? How do we handle any problem in life? Any problem in life. Number one, you observe and accept something's not optimal. Many of us don't want to accept it. Now we are. Now it's happening. There's no way you cannot accept it. That's the positive end of this thing. There's a lot of negativeness, but there's at least some positive in it. Now you're there going like, oh my God, my beliefs are being challenged. All the data I have ain't working. I'm still confused. I'm still in confusion, right? So number one step, you have to be able to look at it and accept it. So prerequisite step one is in, as far as I can see. But here's the other one. Step two is you acquire proper data, the correct information. Do we have that? No, we don't, do we? Because if we had the correct information, you wouldn't have all these emotions. See, truth is truth. You might get emotional a little bit, but then you go, okay, if it is the right wine, it is correct information, now we can do something about it. No, you know what we got now? Let's go into hiding. Let's go social distancing. Oh, righty, because we're being told it's a virus and we say it's contagious. Obviously, we're going to try to do that. But guess what's going to happen? It ain't going to work. Once you get the whole data, you go like, oh my God, I never knew this could happen. Well, it's happening. You need the right data, the correct information. So step two of how do you handle any problem in life is you acquire the correct information. Now, if you have the correct data, you can continue to step three, which is investigate with that data and find the correct cause. The only reason you cannot find the correct cause is some way, somehow you may have data that's out of sequence, missing, falsehoods, all kinds of stuff that can happen. You got to have the whole complete information. You need to find the cause. Now pay close attention. This is very simple. Sometimes simplicity is hard for us to get because it's too simple. We're trained to be complicated. It can't be that easy. Well, guess what? Simplicity is always simple. The truth is always simple. Always. If it ain't simple, you got some lies sticking in there. So look at this. See that switch? On, off, on, off? Okay. If we find the why, if we find the right switch, we go on, off, right? Bam. That's amazing. Now, think with this information, because you're going to need it with the data I'm going to give you soon, very soon on the next conference, on the next lecture. If you actually look at anything situation that has ever happened, all you have to do is ask, how was it doing before and what happened before this thing occurred? There's a before and after. If you just follow before and after, you'll always find something occurred. Nothing just happens. You didn't put enough water, you put little water, you put too much sugar, you did something. If we actually look at before and after, before and after, before and after, what happened in between before and after, bam, you're going to start finding the switch, the why, the correct cause. If you don't do this, and you're just believing what they tell you, you're going to be complete effect of this thing. This is what I teach. Why are you being the effect? Get the right data. Okay? Now, that is step three on how you handle any problem. Now, remember, you'll be able to do step three if you have step two in proper information, which I'm going to give you. And you decide. You say what's right or wrong for you. You see, you decide what's the truth for you. Deal? Okay, here we go. Number 4, after you reach this, you can create a program to eliminate or control the cause. For example, let's say we take that switch, right? And that switch, it turns on and off. And let's say it's like a thermostat. I don't know if you've seen this. You have thermostat and they put a protection box. They screw in a box and it's got a key on the bottom so no one can touch it, right? Well, you can put some tape and say, do not turn this off, and put some tape on top of it or whatever. But now you can do something about it because you know that's the right switch that turns that on or turns that off. I'm pretty sure you've seen situations like that. But you won't be able to handle or create a program if you have false data. And again, I'm going to give you the data. You decide. Okay? So that's step number 4 of how to handle any problem in life. Simple. Okay? Now, I'm going to make these lectures short and simple. I don't want to take much of your time, so you can finish it easy. I'll do 3 or 4 of them at the most, and I'll give you all the data. All right? So here's what we're going to cover in the next lecture. What is truly the coronavirus? Truly, the truth. You decide if it's true for you, but this is what I've investigated, and that's what I found. How is it acquired? You see the quotation marks? Huh? How do you eliminate it? Quotation marks on it? You saw that? There's a reason why I put that. Just get the data, and then you decide. So, here's the deal. You like that now? That is manipulation? Okay. If you're interested in receiving the truth of the coronavirus part 2, I wish to know if you are or not. If not, let's not waste our own time. Okay? Send me a message. That's my WhatsApp. If you're listening to this through a WhatsApp or through this email, info@applicableanswers.com, which we're building a website. It should be available by the time you see this. If you don't seem to reach me that way, you can reach me through info@henryospitia.com. And I will send you part 2. Deal? Okay. So I'll leave you with this. You cannot be the adverse effect once you know. We're not knowing things right now. We're just thinking with bad data. If you actually think with correct information, the right causes of things, you rise to a point where you know. We don't know. We don't know what we're doing. And what's so impressive is that everybody, you can't even go, well, it's a conspiracy between the Chinese. Oh my God, I heard some crap. Yeah, sometimes it's very true. But I guarantee you, once you get the data, you'll see for yourself. And the most amazing thing is that you'll know how to handle it. And you'll be saving yourself quite a bit of time and life. And if you spread it and share it with people, people will make sense. And that's my objective with this. Okay? So go ahead and write it. If I raised your interest in it, I promise you that I'll do the best to explain it. And I'll give you at the end where you can go to verify everything I'm telling you. I'll even share a book with you. Completely free. Okay? That you can go and, oh, here's the data. And then you could do more research on yourself and find out if it's true. And you decide if it's true or not. Deal? Okay. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.